tech deck, wet fingers, sex with singers, totally jet set the zinger.
Pesky clinger next to linger in lingerie made by Ann Taylor. Handstand a standard Camaro with Santana.
Banana peel slipping, I feel women in menopause.
Handle these sickens, I'm Glock clicking with cheddar ball.
Trampoline dick and I'm real sick and I'm better off.
Kennedy tripping, I wanna become a senator.
Off stance in transit, titties out, booties up. Trying to find a way to see that everybody poops enough.
Who the fuck been moving up on Julia with Rufio? And I will take it to all of you with bayonets and Uzi guns. What?
Something was touching me, hoping someone that wanna suck me under the fucking seat. What?
Sucking it fucking D. Do you wanna do it? She said, bumblebee.
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 Rolling like a tumbleweed.
Tommy B.
Tumbling.
I think that I'm hungry.
Grilled cheese.
Honey D.
Tell your mama what it be.
I just wanna take this time to say what's up to Scummy T.
Suffering.
Succotash.
Kick you in a fucking ass.
Buffering.
Suck a dick. Terrible connection.
Dial up.
Pile on.
Entering the fire zone.
Call me on a xylophone.
Put a brand new style on.
Pimp it out. This is it. Pimp it out.
Oh, welcome back to the Weed Cap. I'm your host, Caleb. With me, as always, is my fiance, Lauren. Lauren, say hello to the folks at home.
Hey.
And then we have a very special guest here this evening in Weed Cap Studios here at the Condo Castle. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for my friend and yours, Magooby's new comedian of the year, 2024, Mr. Downtown Parker Brown.
Hello, good listeners. I think right off the bat,
Yes.
right off the bat, I have to say, I didn't expect the studio setup to be as good as it is.
I appreciate you saying that. You look at us, you figure, hey, these are probably just two people recording.
I was expecting like the like Method Man like mattress over the doorway.
Oh.
And
yeah.
this is like a padded cell. This is a Devin Brent where the recording. Do the listeners know about Devin Brent?
No.
Yeah. Well, Devin
okay.
Brent, he says into his mic, he's got a video with the confession. He says into he's got very sound padding on the walls. We've got a lot of sound padding here.
Right.
We
Yeah.
also have a straitjacket in the corner over there for when stuff gets a little.
It's
out of
when
hand.
you get too gay, you have to wear your
Yeah,
straight jacket to
when
make you
get a
more
little,
straight.
you get a little
Sometimes
too
Caleb
gay in
needs it.
here, you start to get desires, and everybody knows the way to get rid of desires is to put a person in a room.
Right.
You hit them, you treat them like a Kennedy sister. You put them in the room, you leave them there for 20, 30, 40 years.
Crazy
Right.
they did
And you
that,
try
though.
to, they did do that.
It's
They-
crazy they did that to people.
Yeah.
Well, didn't they give her a lobotomy?
Yeah.
Right. Which
Yeah.
is like they also tried to give JFK a lobotomy too, but they went like a couple
about-
inches to the right.
Talk about every man's dream. Just a woman with a lobotomy,
Hey, babe.
Nice. Don't say anything if you want me to hit a geek bar all night and play Xbox with my friends. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Babe, if you want me to go to the casino, drool a little bit real
Yeah.
quick.
I'll tell you what. You're being very good tonight. Let me change that bib. let me change that bib, baby. Guys,
Let me tell you, after my wife got her lobotomy, the sex has been amazing.
Yeah, she rarely says no to anything anymore.
Yeah.
We've been
The things this woman agrees to.
we've been practicing a lot of consent, non-consent, but the consent is implied.
Right.
Yeah, it's a real Thomas Jefferson situation we got going on.
Can I do material on this podcast?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Test it out.
I asked a woman if she was into consensual non-consent, and she said no. Now I don't know what to do.
That-
No,
That's nice.
yeah,
That's nice.
you like that
Okay,
one?
I like
Yeah,
that.
I actually have a joke that I haven't done yet, but I think I sent it to you.
Okay.
Because I don't do stand up anymore.
Yeah,
That's why I
yeah,
haven't done it yet.
yeah.
I just haven't had a
He just
chance.
hasn't had a chance.
I haven't had a chance to go to the open mic at the cafe in whatever the one that's up here. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Birdie's Cafe.
Yeah.
I left that show because they told me I had to be clean, and I said I left something in the car, Lauren. And then we walked to the car and we went and got sushi.
I was like, surely you don't have to go together. And I said, I'm not coming back.
Yeah. I was like, hey, I left something in the car, and I was like, you guys don't have to go to. He knew what was happening.
Yeah.
I've left more shows that I've been booked on than most people have been booked on. That's the beautiful thing.
That's the thing.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I will leave I'll get there and I'll go, you know what? Not tonight.
The other thing is most people would have kind of like a laundry list of excuses too. And yours is just always, I left something in my car, which is very believable because it's just like, oh, he left his weed or nicotine or alcohol in his car. And
then we just leave and never come back.
Just leave.
The joke that I haven't got to try yet is I'd love to find out who taught my girlfriend the phrase weaponized incompetence, but I don't know how.
That's very good. Very good.
Very nice. Guys, we have a very special show for you this evening. Welcome back to the Weed Cap.
Can I do one more thing before we get going too?
Yeah.
Which one's the applause one?
It's this one right here. Can I hit it?
Yeah. We also have another champion here tonight. The champion of the El Diablo Challenge as well.
Yes.
I wasn't going to bring it up. I've paid Parker to bring it up here this evening. I'd like to.
I've been running this. We talked about this a little bit earlier tonight, but I've been running this by a couple of people because, you're important to me.
Thank you. Thank you. We've been friends we've all three of us. Lauren was with me the night we met.
Right.
You beat me in a comedy competition.
Yep.
I hated you. And then you stepped in front of me and said, hey, you did good tonight. And I was
then
like,
Caleb was like, I love him.
I got in the car. I was like, I have a new best friend.
And then we went to an Arby's on the way to a DMV Comedy Wars when I was 3 weeks into comedy too. But
There's an old school Arby's.
There.
yeah, that Arby's was sick.
It was the old school Arby's
Right.
with the cowboy hat. We went inside.
Oh,
and
do you remember too? We drove by like a liquor store on the way, and I was like, "Hey, do we want to stop at the liquor store?" And you're like, "No, it's an hour and a half drive. What we do at the liquor store?" I was like, "Yes, right, of course." What?
That's actually kind of out of
What we
character for
do.
you, Caleb.
So you've run the El Diablo by a couple of people.
Yeah.
Tell me what the consensus is, because I'm getting the word heroes being thrown around a lot.
Most people think it's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell you this, but I placed some bets,
Sure.
and I bet wrong.
Oh.
I can admit that.
You bet against me.
I
That's
bet-
okay.
I also had the Lakers.
It was a parlay. Yeah, Luca's on a bad run right now. It's not going well.
But I've talked to a couple people, and they all seem to think I was in disagreement here, but they all seem to think that. So quick recap too.
Yep.
El Diablo
Yeah,
Challenge.
maybe they don't know what it is.
6 Guinnesses, 6 bong hits,
Yep.
and 6 McDoubles.
Yes, 6 McDoubles.
In an hour. I thought that the hardest part would be the McDoubles because I think a lot of these people and pretty much everyone else I talked to said they thought it would be the 6 Guinnesses in an hour.
See,
And I don't think people understand how the human body works. I don't think they get that you can process a liquid much faster than. And everyone was saying the bread. And I think the thing is that bread is another thing that can get broken down pretty quickly too.
Sure.
The protein though, that is going to sit in your stomach the entire for hours. You know what I mean?
It did.
12
and it did.
McDouble patties.
Right.
And it sat in my stomach until my eyes opened the next morning, and I promptly evacuated my stomach.
You threw up a whole pickle.
I threw up an entire unchewed slice of pickle.
A
Which
pickle
I
that had
feel
been
like says
fucked.
more
too.
about you.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you chewing your fucking pickle,
You
bro?
you threw it up and it actually had the whole filled when you threw it up too.
Oh my god! It's like
Yeah.
It's like I blacked out and I'm the pickle fucker. I'm like the guy
Full
from
circle.
Velocipastor.
Yeah.
I just
Great segue. by
Great
the way.
segue. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what we're a high production show here.
It
at
was
Weed Cap.
sorry, I was being a dick, but that was a good set. That was
Thank
a
you.
legitimately good segue.
He said, "Do you need show notes?" And we said,
No,
No.
we don't do show notes here. We do it off the cuff. No, so you were 100% right. The McDoubles were by and large, because the average
was the
person who hasn't had a Guinness goes, oh my God, it's a meal. It's a nitrogenated beer. There's no bloating. There's no discomfort. It's like drinking 6 delicious waters.
If you've ever had another stout too, you know that people are like, oh, Guinness is so heavy. It's like it is the lightest stout. It is the natty light of stouts too.
I could drink 6 Guinnesses before I could drink 6 Natty Bows, honestly.
"Wow."
100%.
I kind of agree with that. I
Yeah.
kind of agree with that too.
It's
very
thin.
watery.
It's
very
thin.
watery.
And it goes,
Imagine if you had to drink 6 dessert stouts, like 6 like
I've done that
coffee,
too.
I'd be doing that.
caramel
Yeah.
in an hour.
No.
I would do that.
I've done some. I used to really struggle with binge drinking.
Yeah.
Really?
But I have.
I wouldn't.
Could you have guessed?
I have very.
You say that like I didn't binge drink with you.
Yeah, you're right.
Every time
Yeah,
we
that's
went to
very
an
true.
open mic in Pennsylvania, where we get there early so we could go to the
I
grocery
witnessed
store.
it, yeah.
Because that's what you have to do in Pennsylvania is go to the grocery store to buy specifically high gravity beers, which are basically like
Huge.
Because we're not allowed to sell liquor here, we're gonna sell a 12%
Colt 45. And they call it high gravity because after you drink about half of one, everything just feels a bit heavier.
And they were getting like 2-3 each.
Yeah,
Right.
They were on sale, usually like 2 for something.
And then I'd go up, I'd call a couple people in the audience slurs, and I'd say, I don't know why I'm here.
Yeah.
That was my big thing. When I would drink before a show, I would go, I'd rather be at home right now, and I'm going to take it out on all of you.
But I think the thing you're missing too is that we would prepare for an open mic
Yes.
at a vape shop.
Yes,
Which
yes,
is
yes.
just like so foreign to me now. It's just being like, we got to get ready for the
vape shop.
The vape shop.
I would normally feel
Well, what if there's a new cotton candy flavor there that's distracting everybody?
What if
We gotta-
What if the counter guy has a new barely nude anime woman on his Honda Civic?
No, like the audience was like sitting on like ottomans and beanbag chairs.
Yes. And I would normally
That's right. I forgot about that.
I would normally feel
What's
bad.
Oh, sorry. Keep going.
I would normally feel bad about bringing up comedy stuff, but Lauren was my ride to all
Yeah,
of
I was
these
gonna say,
shows.
I'm
so
the
she
one
was
driving these
Yeah,
people
yeah,
to
yeah,
and
yeah,
fro.
yeah.
So
Speaking of drives, I mean, if we're going to talk about the vape shop show and driving,
no.
We don't have to talk. We don't have to do that with that one.
We would-
We'll save that for the Patreon when you guys launch a Patreon. That'll be the first story on there. But
we would be remiss if we didn't speak about.
I'm calling a
I
timeout.
was like,
Okay,
no.
fine.
we
There's
can.
we'll talk about
We can
that
talk about
another
that
time.
another time.
one
Just know it's a juicy.
fateful evening at a Sheetz that Parker almost got us all arrested. But we'll save it
Nope.
for another time. We'll save it for another
Making
time.
people pay for it.
This is he definitely didn't drive. This is how
No, I was driving.
This is how
For a little
after
bit.
a while. This is how intoxicated Parker was. Is that we went to Sheetz and he ordered a po' boy sub
With every sauce on it.
every condiment on it, and the cop at the station at the
that
at the,
followed us
The
in.
kiosk. Yeah.
the kiosk beside us went, oh, I have to follow these people to the Maryland line.
Yeah.
And
It was literally like a Dukes of Hazzard thing where we
Yes.
got to the Maryland line and they're like, "Damn it, we
Damn
can't. They're out of our
Turned around like,
jurisdiction
no.
now. We can't keep following these
I was
people."
sweating so bad.
yeah, Lauren had to step in.
I was white knuckling.
Oh my god!
I threw away like $60 worth of drugs in the Sheetz bag in the parking lot because I was like, this is
We're
it.
not getting arrested.
But that's every time I would drive with you. You just go over the the specific amount of years you'd get in prison for the specific what am I thinking of? The state of matter of the weed that you had. You'd
the
be like,
concentrate.
technically, because this is a solid.
Yeah.
Because this is a solid, it actually carries 15 years in a Fed Max prison. Whereas if it was like flour, it would be like a fine, and you'd be like, go. But you had
we had the
like the
worst
most
shit.
illegal weed you could possibly have.
Parker, I think we're getting pulled over. I'm going to turn this into a gas real quick.
Let me just vaporize this.
Yeah, that was an interesting evening.
That was before weed was legal.
Parker hung out the back of his car saying "fucking fascists" at the cops
Fucking
behind.
pigs.
Fucking pigs.
I did.
They deserved it though. They were
He
tailing
kept
us.
being like, "What are they fucking following us to the county line? Like
We're
this is
like,
Mississippi?"
yes.
And I was like, "Yeah, dude." And then we got to the state line, and they turned their
It
lights
was
off
comical.
and turned around.
Yeah.
There was no lights on.
There are no lights.
No. I mean, they turned their headlights off and just they were like, you know what?
Ain't worth it now.
They're like, holy fuck. How
They're
did
like,
he
they caught
know
on
a
to
state
us.
line is our kryptonite?
You all didn't hear me in the back seat. I was making a call. I was like, "Mr. Obama, I'm gonna need that
And he's
favor."
like, how did you get this number?
Who is this?
Let me be clear. Leave these boys alone. They're up to nothing but harmless fun.
You said the weed's in a solid state. You said. Well, I can't get that one legalized for sure.
Mr. Gorbachev, leave those dabs alone. Guys, we have really been cooking this evening.
Yeah.
We have really been firing on all cylinders here at Weed Cap Studios tonight. First of all, we had a delectable Italian meal.
It was. I say this is a food snob.
Yes.
It was possibly the best Italian sub I've had in Maryland.
Yeah.
And I live right next to like a really good Italian deli.
Sure.
So-
And I don't want to gatekeep it, but this place is kind of personal for us. So like you probably like
You might not
you wouldn't
know.
even know.
don't say the name.
You might not know it.
Look, we
They
have
have a couple locations.
we have a local spot. Like it's kind of like personal for me. Like you guys wouldn't even like it. Like, you know, like you don't even have taste buds developed to appreciate this. So I don't really feel
specialty kind of
like
breads.
I'm
and
not keeping
shit.
anything from you. I'm keeping you from yourselves, you know, because you would go there and you would make a fool of yourselves and you wouldn't even know what to order. So guys,
You're kind of doing. Caleb also used to do this thing when he made fun of me. He did this voice where it would end in questions every sentence. Do you remember this?
Oh, John
When you-
do I
Taffer?
remember? I did it last week. What are you talking about?
John
And you
Taffer.
almost were doing that voice, and I hate, like, that's the thing that I hate the most is when you're like, so I went to the store the other day
He does that all the time.
and I demanded to speak to a manager.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you did used to talk like that. Not anymore, but
Right.
when we first met, I was a monotone one-liner comic.
That is
so
true.
we all had our characters to play, and yours just happened to be a guy who was like, "You guys ever been to a Chinese restaurant? Isn't it? What's with the noodles on the tables?" So we had a delectable.
The thing I've learned too, I gotta say, is that for the listeners there, not only do we have a delectable Italian meal, as I'm sitting here, they're going through. Lauren and Caleb are going through the restaurants, and it turns out they're in the fucking
Yeah.
food mecca of the. They're in Denmark, pretty much, where it's just every food. They're like, oh, and the sushi
We do
place.
have a good Mexican.
It's the best sushi place. Oh, Mexican.
Dude, we got a Mexican place whose birria tacos would just ruin your life.
They got these
Thing is, I believe
chimichanga
you too,
bites.
but it's just like you just have like 3 Michelin starred. You're like, oh yeah, the first 3 Michelin star restaurant outside of New York is just moved into. I don't even know where we are. New
We're-
Windsor.
No.
How dare you? This is
No, we can't drop our actual location.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we can't.
right.
I say it all the time. We're in Hampstead. We're in Hampstead. This is not New Windsor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't want to give the people at home the wrong impression. This
These
is
also are named like old medieval English towns too. Hampstead and New
Manchester.
Windsor,
Manchester's
Manchester.
right up there.
Right.
That's where I grew up.
Manchester was a big. A lot of people don't know this. It was a big cigar manufacturing town. That was everybody worked at the cigar.
Like
thing.
our Manchester?
Yep, there was a big cigar factory there, and then some sort of flu came over and it cleared them all out. And then they were like, well, "Let's open some diners."
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
happened
yeah.
here
In a market.
A lot of people don't
When
know.
they stopped smoking the cigars, their palates developed,
Mm-hmm.
and then they started
does make
tasting the
sense.
food
That
more.
does make sense.
And they said, "We have to have the best Italian, the best Italian
You
restaurant,
wouldn't believe
the
it if
best
we
Mexican
told you
restaurant."
That Italian restaurant, there's one in Manchester.
The Rainbow Coalition actually started in Hampstead,
There's a lot of
Maryland.
racism as well.
A guy rolls in on a horse and he's like, "I bring news of birria tacos from down south." And they're like, "Tell us more. Tell us more."
Oh.
I didn't have
fucked
it
it
queued
up
up.
so bad.
I fucked it up. Guys, we had a delectable Italian meal, and then we sat down on the couch like we're one to do, and we did something that the three of us have done quite a bit in the past. We watched a movie.
Yeah.
Parker picked a delectable movie to match the delectable Italian feast. Parker,
I want to hear your all's opinion on it because I haven't heard.
well, first of all, why don't you take over revealing
okay.
to the people? But hold on, because I have something. There we go. That feels nice.
The movie is Velocipastor.
Velocipastor.
Just to do a quick recap of the plot of this movie.
Yeah, and let me hit your vape while you're doing it. I'm
Yes.
a real vape fiend tonight.
He's a vape
I
stealer.
wonder why.
Every time I have a couple drinks of alcohol,
Yeah.
I wouldn't suck a dick for nicotine, but making out with a man for nicotine would not be out of the question.
Oh, he was bartering me for nicotine the other day. You were like, I'll pay you money. I'll do anything. And I was like, no.
I tried to challenge her $200 for a nicotine pass, which I think is
He was like, we can go out and run errands. I won't bother you at all.
because
Anything.
famously, Parker, what do you know about me in stores?
You hate them.
I don't
No, he
go
doesn't
into
go
that.
anywhere.
Oh, you don't
I
go.
don't.
No, he doesn't like
You're
to
the
go
autistic
anywhere.
son that sits in
Yes.
the.
Yeah.
No, you're
No,
not
he
understanding
is.
something. You're not understanding something.
Okay.
I'm not the autistic son. I don't go into stores.
Right.
I wait in the car.
Like, yes, correct.
Yes, exactly. So
Right.
velocipastor, walk us through the.
You got your video game and you're reading the manual to the video game while your mom goes grocery shopping. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
If Caleb has a choice if he can stay in the car or go in the store, what do you think he's picking?
Hey Siri, how do you take back an Italian sub?
She's going to answer.
What's the opposite of an Italian sub? Yeah.
A Nigerian, which, believe it or not, is actually just turkey and roast beef. I was so afraid to order it because I was like, "What? Are
Wait.
What?
This isn't a joke.
No, a Nigerian
This
sub."
is an incredibly racist joke, and I was like, "Oh, okay,
No.
I guess." Yeah, hey,
Welcome to this podcast.
Legitimately, you go to a sandwich shop. There's the Italian, there's an American, and then the opposite of the Italian is the Nigerian. It's just turkey and roast beef, coleslaw, and a couple other things served on a sandal. So
That was a race.
no,
I liked it. You lowered our defenses just to yeah.
So walk us through velocipastor.
Okay, so it's about a pastor. His parents die in the beginning, and distraught, he goes to China, which never really was explained why he went to China.
That's what distraught people do.
His pastor
Yeah.
man told him he needed to
He
go
needed to
there.
go to
His mentor.
China.
He was
Right.
like, you need to go to China to find yourself.
And he finds a woman gets killed with a bow and arrow
Right.
around him, and she drops a dinosaur claw that he takes and brings back to America. And then
And
the adventure starts. Let
So-
me just say, ladies and gentlemen, that's where things get a little off the rails.
And the first thing you need to know about this pastor is his pockets run deep because the tariffs on that sword to send it back alone were just
Where did the
outrageous.
sword come from? I didn't follow
I don't
that plot.
know.
In the final battle, he like pulls out a sword, and it can only be used by like.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry.
Spoiler alert.
Do we not do spoilers on this show?
No, this is a very serious film review
Oh, okay.
podcast. This
Okay.
is
Why not?
So let me go through my notes real quick. Cinematography 8.7, lighting.
Wait.
they got the camera guy from the Blair Witch, which was quite the
None of
impressive
They got
feat.
the camera guy from guy who hadn't been to film school and doesn't know how to set up a tripod for a fucking camera, so it's all handheld cameras.
Yes,
I think they went on the street to find the actors. Too.
this was filmed on a Galaxy S7. So
What was the?
A Samsung guy.
so he
What was the budget for this film again?
so I swear to God you won't believe it because if you
It was
look-
Caleb's weed budget for a month.
But
the movie cost the creators somewhere between $35,000 and $45,000. But it is important to note they didn't have to spend any money on the main character's Velociraptor costume because he had it left over from high school. He played
Is
in a
that
high
real?
school. Yeah, he played in a high school production and he just had that laying around. That's fine. I used to.
Okay.
I used to have a full
talk
body.
about a hoarder.
I used
Right.
Why would you keep
talk
that?
about a hoarder
Why would you keep that?
because
How old is this man?
first of all, what are you?
Memories all alone in the moonlight.
What are you going to do with a fucking
Donate it.
a don't with a
To the Goodwill?
you had to throw that in
Yeah.
the dumpster?
Underprivileged
high
kids, what
school.
they really need is they're really running out of Velociraptor.
You don't-
That's a good Halloween costume.
It's a bulky costume.
It is.
No, I know. He's
It
got a
also
hump
is
in his
not a
back.
good costume. You can see his head in the funniest
the
thing
charm.
too. That's
That's part of the charm.
this movie was very charming. Then that's all I'll say. It did have some funny moments. So that's the
Yeah.
thing is. It was a little tongue in cheek. It reminded me a little bit. You said that there's a movie it reminded you of that I'm forgetting now.
Italian Spider-Man.
Italian Spider-Man,
Yes.
where it's tongue in cheek. It knows it's being a little silly.
Yes. And that's what the whole point of it is. It's a
Right.
very good an Italian Spider-Man. It's just a dude who looks like me with long hair. He's a fat guy and he's smoking cigarettes the whole time he's fighting crime. And he saves a woman. He'll be like, "See you later, pussycat," and he just fucking runs away.
Runs away.
Yeah, but it's like that. It's got a lot of, you know what? I'll go ahead and say it. This movie has a lot of character. It
Right.
has an average 4.7 rating
Not bad.
out of 5 on Google
4.7 out of 5.
4.
That's not bad.
What did you all think? See, for me, it was like just good enough that I was like, okay, it had enough funny moments that I was like,
Yeah.
this makes sense. Like,
I didn't regret watching
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I was ready to give it a really decent rating, and then I found out it didn't have its own Wikipedia page, which is like huge for me when it comes to movies. And I'm just about ready to throw it in the trash.
Surprised you didn't do that research ahead of time, Parker.
So the biggest thing about velocipastor.
My preparation for this podcast was I had to go to a grocery store and drink a bunch of Colt 45 high gravities before I came here.
Parker found himself downtrodden today, and where did he go? China. He went to China. He went to
the H Mart.
He went to the H Mart.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes. And when you went to
love
this
it.
H Mart, tell the people at home why you went to this H Mart? What were you in search of? Love.
I thought it was muscles.
A lot of people don't know the H in H Mart stands for heart
Yes.
because it is
Yeah.
a grocery store, but a lot of people don't know that it's also a dating service. And the way you signal how single you are is how many fish heads you keep in your shopping cart at one time.
Wow.
If you're an
Yes.
old Asian lady and you have under 10 fish heads, you're open. You're open.
Under 10. Okay.
Yeah. Because that's pretty much all it was today during the day on a Wednesday was old Asian ladies,
Yeah, I'm sure.
which is making it funnier for me.
Because you're like, man.
You go,
Konnichiwa.
"Excuse me, young man, I couldn't help but notice you have a lot of vague, squiggly meat in your cart. This, of course, signals that you're available. And I'd love to go for tea sometime." They love tea.
Could you explain to me each of these snacks in detail? Is this one really shrimp and peanut butter flavor? Is that what's going on here?
Do
You know,
crazy snack flavors.
I got some mochi Pockies.
okay. Mochi? I think it's
What am I
mochi.
saying?
I
Mochi,
think it's mochi.
which I've never had. I haven't had much mochi stuff before.
So you don't even know if you like it.
I don't even know if I ate some of them though, and they're pretty good. They're pretty.
They're
good.
like the little breadsticks with the
Yeah.
'Cause that's from
Big
that
fan.
song Miami by Will Smith, right?
Welcome
Where it's
to
like, "Welcome to
Miami."
Miami. Give me some mochi, mommy." Like, it's all,
It's Spanish.
yes.
What?
She says Spanish after that. She
What
speaks
are you
Spanish.
talking about?
I don't understand what mochi is, if I'm being some sort of
It's-
green.
No,
Sorry,
it's
my
rice.
household we will listen to NWA.
Yeah.
We didn't listen to any Will
Will
Smith.
Smith.
Okay,
So-
sure.
Well, he was big.
Well, surprisingly rough upbringing. We listened to Will Smith. It was a lot of,
Kid Rock and Will Smith.
it was like parents just don't understand how to not drink and drive. It would be funny.
Parents don't understand how to operate a motor vehicle.
It'd be funny to be like a deadbeat dad and be like, kids just don't understand. A guy needs to have a good time.
The Kid Rock song called "Kids Just Don't Understand" is fucking. That's amazing.
A guy's gonna have 8,
Yeah,
9, 10,
yeah,
11
yeah,
beers
yeah.
at a Kid Rock concert, and you're just gonna have to deal with it.
Family court just doesn't understand.
Kids don't understand how well I can drive with one eye closed. That's what kids don't understand.
Yeah, this judge told me he was garnishing my wages, and I was like, "Oh, like you're making a cocktail?" And he was like, "No, that's not what garnish means."
There's another one-liner I have.
Oh, really?
I
Oh shit! Is that your joke?
no. I told a one-liner on the a little feedback off the vape there. Let me try that over here. It was a little technical.
Okay.
I did it. I used to do a joke, and it only ever got groans. But I would go, "Hey, I just got fired from my job in a kitchen because they caught me stealing, and then they garnished my wages."
Okay.
I used to say they were stealing parsley. It was stupid,
Yeah.
and honestly, I'm regretting bringing it up now.
Right. Yeah, it does have some feedback there.
I'm taking a sample. I'm doing a little sample, Lauren. That was strictly for scientific purposes.
You've been hitting that motherfucking vape all night.
Well, it's New York mint, and it's hard to put down.
We're New York style comedians.
You're New York men.
New York style comedians.
We're New York.
You should be having real cigarettes then. Don't they smoke real cigs in New York still?
No, because they're like $80 a pack.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah. Unless you get the like bootleg ones. Like you can buy like you're buying like weed, where you'd have like a dealer.
A dealer of cigs.
You could buy a carton of cigarettes off of.
Let me get a carton of Lucy's salt, pepper, ketchup on a roll. Let me get a carton of Lucy's cheese on a roll. Yo, let me get a carton the Aki way. Can someone give me a carton of Winston's the Aki way?
How do you get to your dealer? Oh, well, you take 82nd down to...
A lot of people don't know. Nothing brings out the flavor of a Newport like some flaming hot Cheetos. Nobody knows that. So velocipastor, the guy.
Did you know they make? Sorry, real quick. Did you know they make non-menthol Newport cigarettes? And I'm like, who's that for? Michael Jackson.
Nothing brings out the flavor of a nice can of wine.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Michael Jackson's Flight Rider?
No.
No.
Okay, so you know how like bands will have tour riders? Mm-hmm. He had a Flight Rider, and it was like red wine in cans. He had to have his red wine in cans. Then it was lots of fresh fruit, and then it was like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. KFC. He just loved. Yeah, hold on, Michael Jackson. I'm just gonna bring it up, and we can go over it here.
Is this like what he had to have on every flight? Is
yes.
that what that means?
Yeah, and he had more money than God. So if Michael,
he could put whatever the fuck he wanted in there. He could put Winona Ryder in his rider, and he'd probably get it.
Surprisingly absent from his rider is prepubescent boys. I think those were
goes without saying.
Yes,
they were just on the plane already, like in the storage bins. I think
he just keeps putting stuff. He's like size 6 shoes.
Here's his passenger profile for his private chartered flights for the tour.
Okay,
what tour?
What's the tour?
The World Tour. This is dated September 1st, 2003, so the towers have fallen. It's important. That's
those towers.
Context.
Those towers.
Food preferences. Breakfast. KFC original chicken breast, mashed potatoes, corn biscuits, scrambled eggs with strawberry jelly, gravy, and spray butter.
Ew. Oh no, he was eating that. Can't believe it's not butter.
Low-fat cream cheese, bagels, fruit.
Make sure the cream cheese is low fat after you
yeah.
just ate 7 KFC breasts or whatever.
Fruit plate, whole fruit, especially oranges, grapes, apples, and bananas.
Oh.
And I think if there's anything that we can pull from here is that Michael Jackson likes to eat apples and bananas. Lunch, KFC original chicken breasts, mashed potatoes, gravy on the side, corn on the cob, biscuits with strawberry jelly and spray butter. If traveling for a number of consecutive days, we'll try other forms of chicken, but would still like the KFC.
They're like, KFC is not going to last us longer than a day.
And every single time he's like, what do they call this? Popeyes? And he like rips a little bit, and then he goes right back to the KFC too. You know, he just wants the option.
He's got the KFC. He's like, it's a little spicy. He moonwalks and drops it in the trash can. Dinner. KFC original chicken breast.
Oh my God.
Mashed potatoes with gravy on the side, corn on the cob, biscuits, strawberry jelly, and spray butter. Spray butter's the shit. I used to.
They probably got to eat out one single time as kids, and it was this exact meal. And now that he's super rich,
he's like,
he's
I want that KFC.
How did he stay so skinny then?
Propofol.
I don't know what that is.
That's what killed him. It's the anesthesia.
Oh, okay.
Because after you eat a KFC meal, if you take a 24-hour nap, your body has time to burn
right. Oh, so his breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
But he's eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner full,
Dessert. Rarely eats dessert, but will ask for a sundae 1 out of 10 times you fly with him. Eats mostly gum and mints for dessert, or will...
You mean what a North Korean person eats for dessert? Are you...
Gum or mints?
There's times to be dainty and there's times to be a pig.
He just has a 70th birthday candle, but it's stuck into a piece of gum. That's his big dessert.
So it up with everybody. That's nice.
Or he will pick at whole fruit. That's important.
Okay.
He's like,
he'll pick at it.
Do you have any immature bananas.
Also, these are all the worst fruits to pick at, too.
Yeah.
How do you pick at a grape? What the fuck are you talking about?
Taking little nibbles.
yeah.
Same thing with the banana.
Yeah.
Here's beverage preferences.
Okay.
White wine in Diet Coke cans on every flight, and every is underlined.
Hold on. So they have to empty out a Diet Coke can and then fill it back up with
Yes.
white wine, so it looks like he's drinking Diet
Yes.
Coke. That's pretty
Amazing.
fucking.
That
That's
is
pretty
pretty
fucking
cool.
sick. Yeah.
Wow.
7-Up,
Okay.
Orange Crush, or Fruit Punch. Then it goes, will sometimes drink tequila, gin, or Crown Royal. Also in Coke cans.
So they just have to have a plethora of alcohol in cans.
Additional comments. Likes big red gum and a lot of different gums and mints to pick at. Will eat cheese and crackers and fruit plates on very short flights. He is a very timid flyer, but will get out of his seat during takeoff and landing. Be prepared to clean up a lot after he deplanes. They're like, there's a child's corpse
What
in
is
the wastebasket.
He's just eating like crackers, but
What
like
is
not
it?
on a plate or anything like that. He's just munching them
Crumbs
too.
everywhere.
Because he's picking at all these grapes and then throwing them into the seat.
Yeah,
in front of him,
probably.
too.
No chocolate, broccoli, or strong scented foods. It's fucking
Like KFC
Do you
isn't a
think
strong
he's
sentence.
like pooping or throwing up on this flight? And they're cleaning up after him? What? He's a nervous flyer. He's got the runs. I don't know.
It's like, somebody bring me a monogrammed towelette for my ass.
That's part of the.
No, he shits in a Diet Coke can.
So
Make sure
Seal it
that
up.
every liquid just has to be in a Diet Coke can.
then there's the passenger profile for his children, Prince Paris and Prince Michael III,
Okay.
age 6, 5, and 20 months. And it specifically says prepared as per father and nanny. So for breakfast, the kids would be having grilled chicken breasts, which is fucked up because it's
What
like, dude,
kind of
you're
breakfast
eating
is
fried
that?
chicken.
You're eating fried chicken.
Grilled chicken breast, scrambled eggs with ketchup, mashed potatoes, corn on the cob with spray butter.
This is a lot of food for a kid, too. What the fuck are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Sugarless cereal with low fat or skim milk, fruit, whole or diced, especially oranges, grapes, apples, and bananas, no sugar, exclamation point. Then for lunch, they will have skinless grilled chicken breasts or KFC chicken breasts, mashed potatoes without gravy.
No gravy.
Okay. Without gravy. Don't let me see a drop of gravy on the
Son,
kids.
you ain't getting gravy till you're of drinking age.
a quarter of a biscuit or a roll.
Aw, a quarter?
This is in all caps. This is in all caps and underlined with exclamation points. No chicken skin.
Oh, no.
No chicken skin. I don't know what that's about. Turkey Subway sandwiches or regular sandwiches on wheat without lettuce, tomato, cheese, or any extra condiments.
So just turkey
and then they
on
also
bread.
get to drink Diet Coke, but in a wine bottle too. That's where this comes from too.
They don't
is
waste the Coke that
They
way.
don't. They
though.
don't waste it.
smart.
You know.
Can you imagine you're eating grilled chicken breasts with a quarter of a roll and you look over and your dad's polishing a drumstick off? He's like,
He's
Time for
only eating
dessert,
the
Pete.
breast.
Time for dessert. Break out the big red. It's time.
he pulls. You look over and Michael Jackson is pulling a chicken bone out of his mouth like he's a cartoon cat pulling a fish skeleton.
Oh, my God.
Dinner, same as lunch.
He's just pouring the gravy on his mashed potatoes, but like the plate is like 5 inches from his children's face too.
They're
where
just
he's
watching
yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You'd like to get a little bit of gravy, wouldn't you?
This is so fucked up. Dinner, same as lunch, typically will ask for the same thing their dad is eating for every meal. And then this is where it gets weird.
Oh, no.
But he will determine what they are allowed to eat, comma, like crackers. I think he was he's like, I can't have your stomach full. You got to be lightweight when I'm dangling you over that balcony. I can't have you full of chicken skin and gravy
to let go
holding
of.
you over that balcony. It just won't work. Dessert, fruit, frozen vanilla yogurt, and yogurt raisins. They like assorted juices. And
That's all right. That's a pretty good dessert for a kid too. Is some raisins and some yogurt.
I
get
think these
it.
are all toddlers, too, right? Like you said, the ages were
6,
pretty
5,
young.
and 20
yeah,
months.
like you're not feeding these kids.
This is the craziest thing that was at the bottom. It says, again, in all caps, ask MJ as per what he would like his children to eat.
Okay.
So
So-
before each meal, they had to make sure. Sounds a little scary.
Grace will feed the baby KFC chicken and mashed potatoes. Grace is the nanny, is what it says. Can you imagine being like the 5-year-old?
Hold on, did it say the nanny gets the same food as the kids?
Yes.
Now, that's right. Grace asked for some gravy, and you all gave it to her. Did you stupid bitches even read the pre-flight instructions?
The funniest
Is Michael Jackson gonna have to dangle a bitch out an airplane window?
it would be crazy though to like.
Oh, it makes me so mad. I found some chicken skin on my last flight, and let's just say for every inch of chicken skin I find, I take an inch out of you. How about that? No.
Sliding on his good rhinestone slapping glove. He's backhanding them with rhinestones. It says, can you imagine?
They tried to give my kid chicken skin, wouldn't let him in.
Now I'm looking at the man in the mirror. His nanny fed his baby some gravy. The baby gets fucking. Can you look? You look over. You're one of the 5 or 6 year olds. You're picking at fucking frozen yogurt, fucking and yogurt raisins, and you look over and she's feeding the baby a bottle of KFC gravy.
The kid grows up and like someone offers him a Diet Coke. He's like, No, I don't no, I don't want to turn hitty like my dad does when he gets a couple of Diet Cokes in.
Diet Coke makes my hiney hurt. Oh, that's not cool. No, but that's Michael Jackson's. That's his Flight Rider. It's important that everybody has.
This isn't nearly as good, but I was going through because a lot of like rock bands had like one of them was it Led Zeppelin that had like their rider had like bowl of M&Ms but no blue M&Ms just to check if people actually read it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And there was like a list of all of them, and none of them were as good as that, but one of them, it might have been like Ozzy Osbourne had like, please tape over any security cameras in the thing, and I'm like, come on, dude.
Jimmy Page is like, I need a girl waiting for me whose parents will sign her over as property to me. It's crazy, like the amount of
It is crazy.
I mean, this has been talked about to death, but like the amount of like child abuse back then that they were like, yeah, but have you seen him play the guitar?
Yeah, they're like, oh,
The
of course.
crazy
Why wouldn't I
thing-
let my underage daughter marry this man?
It was one, like, there were others, but there was one 14-year-old girl that they just passed around from like plane to plane too. That fucked like all of Led Zeppelin. I don't think this was after the Beatles and the Rolling. I think
Her
she
name
might
was
have gotten
Courtney
a role.
Love. Her name was Courtney Love, and she went on to marry Kurt Cobain. She said that she
killed him.
Do a little test here. She said that she had sex with Ted Nugent when she was 13 years old.
Really?
And then they went to Ted Nugent for comment, and he was like, yeah, absolutely. That was prime. I took that. Dude, he was like, people were going at him like, hey, we can't believe that you've...
Okay, can I run
need
an
to see what
obvious
he
bit
looks
though?
like.
Can I run an and like this is completely a joke for the viewers at home. But haven't you seen those pictures where it's like Timothy Chalamet at 35 and then it's like an older actor at like 16 and the guy looks like a completely full-grown adult?
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? So there's a little bit of that going on, you know.
Yeah,
I'm on the Norm from Cheers aging plan right now currently.
Really? Yeah.
Like the when Cheers started, Norm was 33 years old, and I'm like dangerously approaching that. And then I look at like
Too
other
weird.
like 33-year-olds, like like Justin Bieber or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And how old is he? Dude, he's going through a bad
Why
time
are you
right now.
comparing yourself to Justin
Justin Bieber is?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's
Okay.
like, okay, he's struggling because Selena just got engaged.
but
Selena Gomez.
He loves her.
He has another woman,
No, he's married to one of the
Olsen twins.
no.
Okay.
Who's
He's
the guy
married to
that shot?
Haley Bieber, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
well,
and she owns a store.
Sure.
Can
but
you imagine the party
she's a Nepo baby.
if he was married to Haley Joe Osment? They'd just be ripping lines on ski resorts all the time and calling people the N-word.
Who's the actor that shot that lady on set?
Alec Baldwin.
Okay,
Alec
her name is
Baldwin.
Haley Baldwin, and everybody says that it was like a weird marriage. She was like a fan.
ABF, always be fucking Justin Bieber.
Yep. Here's the first
You
thing.
want coffee? Coffee. Coffee is for people whose husbands are going through a religious uprising right now. Isn't that what's going on with him too? Is he's like
going, I don't know. I
dude,
just
him
think
and
he's
Kanye
crashing
should
out.
make an album together, dude.
Okay, I didn't believe that Kanye shit.
I looked it up,
I
and
didn't
yeah,
believe
that's
it.
fucking crazy.
He showed me, and I was like, no way, that's AI. And he's like, no, it's real.
I
There's a
showed her. I
tweet.
have the tape. It's crazy.
It's awesome, dude.
Cousin.
He's going through like.
I've done enough nitrous to where I'm looking at him doing this and I'm like, it's making a lot of sense. That's the problem. Is like everybody's like, he's doing some sort of gas and he's talking about sucking his cousin's dick. And I'm like, that'll happen. There's two paths that you go through.
Have you ever tried it?
There's two paths you go through on nitrous. You either become Steve-O or you become Kanye. There's no in between.
Steve-O, you become really boring.
Dude, I sucked my cousin's dick, dude. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Jackass. This is taking my cousin's load in my mouth.
But I was laughing thinking about Kanye sucking
you
his
sound just
cousin's
like
dick,
him?
and his cousin is like, "Oh yeah, Kanye, just like that," and Kanye goes, "Ha." You know what I'm talking about? The little sound thing he does? Yeah, he goes, "Ha." Yeah, and he takes a dick out
That's
of his
a
mouth.
lot of people don't know. He actually got the original idea to sample Daft Punk because he was asking his cousin how he could improve his technique, and he said, "Harder, better, faster, stronger."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hold on a second. What'd you say? Let me pull this thing out of my mouth for a second."
He was like, how do you, yeah, he was like, yeah, maybe if he starts listening to French musicians, he'll get better at sucking dick too, you know?
Down to Paradise nuts in your mouth.
Do-do, do-do, do-do,
Poopity scoop.
suck balls so hard, motherfuckers want to find me.
The signs
First
are all
cousin's got to
there.
find me.
The signs
What's
are all
50
there.
nuts to a motherfucker like me? Can you please remind me?
That's a lot of nuts. That's a life-changing amount of nuts. Yeah, that's pretty. Shout out to our Kanye's out there.
Here's the thing, though, is it's like I think one of the funny things, and I'm the guy to comment on this in the black community, is that a lot of people like Chris Brown has kind of slid back in to like a lot of women are like now kind of like, yeah, he did some bad stuff, but whatever.
Right.
And this is like completely eliminates Kanye from like any level of respect too, which
Yeah.
is very funny, you know.
Yeah, because they're like, well, we were down with the Nazi shit, but sucking your cousin's dick.
Everybody gets a little Nazi from time to time. But man, I didn't do none of that gay shit.
Yeah, we've all now hold on a second. We've all read Mein Kampf, but this is taking it too far. What you doing with your cousin's dick in your mouth?
Well, it's also 4chan went down, right? It has been down for like
I didn't know that.
I don't know the exact time frame.
And that's
obviously.
why we have to be racist here tonight because we no longer have an outlet.
But 4chan goes down, the Nazi shit stops, and he starts like talking about opening up about his like LGBT.
That is weird.
Experiences. Once he got out of that, once he went cold turkey, he realized like who he really was.
He's
you
like,
know?
oh, my handler's offline. What am I supposed to do? I got to start talking about
His handler's the one that's like telling him to do Nazi shit too. He has a PR person, but they're just really bad at PR.
Now, Kanye, here's what we're going to do. Do you own any black sheets? Good.
I was imagining a different voice for his handler too.
Yeah.
A different voice that was like, well, Kanye, we got to make sure that you stay relevant.
You do
Yeah.
that much
these
better.
days.
Yeah.
And the important thing is that there's no such thing as bad news. I'm telling you, it's okay to say this.
What's the thread count on those black sheets you got over there? That'll do. That'll do. You might break out in a rash. Yeah. Kind of hit a lull here on the Weed Cap.
I can't do a
tonight
Jewish
this
accent.
evening.
I can't do a Jewish.
You can't
you can't do Jewish?
No,
I
can't
think
do
that
Jewish.
I think personally that what Kanye really needs to do, and if this is just my opinion,
Okay.
if he wants to get back in good graces, maybe a collaboration with Guy Fieri, maybe like diners, drive-bys, and dives, something like
Diners, drive-ins, and guys.
drives,
Is
and
that
guys?
weird?
diners, drive-bys, and guys.
Okay.
It's about being a gangster. It's about embracing.
They could go around rating the glory holes of America.
And
Right.
we've got some great ones by us.
You guys do? You guys have legit glory holes too?
You
one
do.
in
My glory hole finder.
Damn, his abs been acting up.
Didn't ping anything.
No,
It's
and
ever
the
since
chili.
4chan.
Hold on, if I'm the first one to sting it, I get extra points. I get a badge if I get.
It's like DoorDash. They're like, hey,
Yeah.
get 50% off your blowjob if you take a picture of this glory hole first, so other people can.
Have you heard of this phrase "door dashing dick" as well? Have you heard? Have you all heard of this? It's very much a woman comedian phrase they're using, but it's basically like if you go on Tinder and you're just looking to hook up, you can basically find a guy and like have him come over, and it's called door dashing dick.
Sure.
But it's funny to me because I just am imagining like you getting the wrong dick. You know what I mean? Like
Like someone gets the wrong order.
someone
Like
gets,
someone else.
it's like a different guy. It's cold. Yeah.
They're like, damn. All right.
Like you have to connect to one of their people,
Yeah.
and like their live chat, and it's like, what seems to be the problem here today? Well, I ordered BBC, and you brought me fat white cock.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I totally understand how frustrating this can be. What we can do is we can offer you a 3-inch credit on your next order. That's where you get 3 inches free. And by the way, can I ask you to do something for me before we disconnect? Yeah, absolutely. Can you promise to always hold safe your family and friends? Yes, absolutely. Good. And can I ask you to do something there, Ahmed? Yes, of course. Can you keep on rocking in the free world, buddy? Absolutely. I'd love to keep on rocking in the free world. So I've gone ahead and applied the 3-inch credit to your account. And next time you need to DoorDash some dick, we hope that you choose to dick with us. I don't know. I slipped into like a Russian agent there at the end.
I'm just also imagining too, like the dick guy being like, "So how big's the tip?" And the woman's like, "Well, how big is the tip?
Yeah, how big's the tip?
How big are we talking here?"
That does make sense.
I specifically ordered a large mushroom head, and what did I got the Jeffrey Epstein egg model.
I normally don't say this with delivery orders, but you came too soon. You actually got there too quick.
Oh, I see. This must be terribly frustrating. This must be terribly frustrating. Oh, there's nothing worse than
This dick gets here, and someone else has already given it a punch. Someone's already
been
put their hand. I can tell someone's put their hands in it while they were driving, dude. This is.
This is not good. This one is not good. This one's very, very bad. I totally understand. Every time I would DoorDash when I worked at the body shop in Hunt Valley, and I would constantly be DoorDashing, and they would always be wrong. And I'd message the people, and they would be like, "How are you doing today?" And I'd be like, "Not well. My fucking order's wrong again." And they're like, "Oh, I see. I see."
Can I I don't know if this is interesting enough for the podcast, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
This is not an interesting podcast.
Yeah, no.
You can say whatever you want.
I DoorDash to an apartment complex.
Oh.
And like
Curious
the
how
first time.
Big Baller, Magooby's Comedian of the Year
You're
2024.
You're like, you can talk about whatever you want. And then
We're gonna roast you.
I say one sentence, you're like, "Oh, look at fucking Big Shot over here. You fucking bitch."
We've got neighbors. we have neighbors because we're in a condo complex.
I think that
Sorry.
apartments also have neighbors.
No, not like this. They don't.
Okay.
Do your neighbors have 2
You
balconies?
literally spent an hour telling me your neighbors are hard of hearing as well.
They are, but
And
They are.
they are hard of hearing. But one thing they can hear is when a sentence goes up at the end asking a question. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
So you
no.
DoorDash to an apartment complex.
Okay.
No
And
big
like
deal. Not
the-
bragging. Sorry.
Let
Go
the
ahead.
man speak.
I know it will keep me quiet. I mean,
And now you're gonna ask for my vape?
yeah, hit me with
Yeah,
a little.
really? What the fuck?
You know what?
I
I don't
just
think
need-
either of us get this for the rest of the night.
I need a little a Miami Mint to pacify me.
That'd be great if this was Miami Mint, but now you're just making me feel
No,
bad.
it's New York Mint.
Fucking ass.
Oh, how you doing? A little bit of Miami Mint here. Sorry.
Fucking New York Mint.
Little Mo Mozzarella stole a bit from Parker.
He stole a bit from me and did it in like the hackiest comedian. I hate it. I hate him.
I saw that.
Dude, have a catchphrase as a comedian. Like you just have to know that you're just like you're not a superhero. But hold on, back to this
Let him finish his
terribly
fucking
boring
DoorDash
story. Like the first time anyone ever came, they came to like the wrong address. like the place behind, and like they took a picture of the address or whatever, and that is like saved to my profile forever as the picture of like where to deliver food to.
And it's
So
the
every
wrong
single
thing.
time people come, they come, and I like have on the delivery instructions like the picture is wrong.
Right.
Like do not go there. Follow the Google. Like I put a pin.
Follow the
Just go to the fucking pin on the thing, and every single time they're like, I got confused because the picture didn't match here, and I like called up DoorDash support, and I'm like, is there any way to change this picture? And I mean, it's again just like you're talking about, like, I can understand how that would be.
Can I put you?
Very
frustrating.
frustrating.
Can I put you on a brief hold?
We don't have hold
Oh,
music.
sir, I'm back. I see what happened with this one here. This one here is a picture of not your address. That's what's going on here. And I couldn't help but notice they technically delivered to the address in the picture, so there's nothing I can do to help you.
Well, but here, let's role play. Okay, you'll be support.
Okay.
Okay. That's totally cool. I am Magooby's new comedian of the year, but you think, just for posterity or whatever. But is there any way we can get the picture changed to like? Could I go take a picture and like you upload that as the new picture?
Oh, sir, that is between you and Andrew Unger. We saw the picture on the wall, and we said, hey, maybe this is not the best one, but he went with that the picture, and that's between you and Mr. Unger of Magooby's A Joke House.
Why are you Asian?
I don't know. I can't say in an accent. That's my bad.
Yeah, your DoorDash support guy is like, well, hello, welcome to DoorDash support. I'm Uncle Thomas. I'll be your support driver today.
My real name's Clarence. Clarence still lives at home with both parents. Clarence's parents got a real good marriage.
Oh shit! Is Devin Brent in the fucking room with us right now? God
How
damn!
did you know?
God damn, dude!
Hell
That guy
yeah.
fucking rule. He literally has the best life.
Yeah,
you
he
can.
does.
He has. It's like the Socratic. Like I know the most because I know nothing. He's the opposite,
Oh.
where he like is the happiest because he thinks he has it all. He thinks
Yeah.
he's a successful rapper. He has baddies coming to his
Yeah.
parents' mansion.
With the spiral
I just
circle.
want to say, he has some catchy songs.
He does.
I'm being so serious. Devin,
If Devin Brett is
okay.
listening to this right now, you need to
We're
re-release.
getting rid of
re-release
these.
your-
Am I allowed to grab another
Out of black?
beer?
Yeah,
No.
Do you want another one?
yeah, can you grab me a Newcastle?
All right.
Can you open it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aw,
perfect.
that's cute.
I appreciate you. Me and Parker come from a long line of gonna have to drink, and that's all there is to it. We've been drinking together
I've
for a
been
long
drinking.
time. I know you've been drinking. How are you?
I've been drinking.
What's that beer you
I've
got
been
there?
drinking.
Tell me about that.
This is a new sour beer that I got. That it is strawberry, limes, rainbow candies, and lactose.
I hate the.
Which sounds gross in theory, but if you like fruits and you like alcohol together, it's delicious.
Thank you. You can look at this.
What is it?
It was opened superbly. You can tell that he was a former bartender. There's not an etch on this glass. That's no big
Were
deal.
you a former bartender?
Yeah.
He's a bartender of the year 2024. Parker Brown.
Just jumping from one career to the other.
I'll tell you my favorite part about winning it kind of along these same lines is I'll go to like the shittiest open mic, 15 comics, 2 audience members, and I'll just have a bunch of like super offensive, completely new jokes that I know are gonna just bomb, that are just like washing machines. What's the deal with that, guys? Huh? How they used to do that back in the day? You'd have to spin the wheel yourself or something, huh? And they come up and they like everyone else is like, all right, your next comedian, Joe fucking Blow, whatever. Then they gotta bring me up. They're like, and your new Magooby's comedian, this guy, and like, and then I have to go up and be like, so washing machines, huh? What they used to do? They used to spin those. They used to spin those wheels themselves. You know,
You sound like
You know what
Mickey
they
Mouse.
say? Heavy is the crown. Heavy is the crown.
it's heavy as the head.
Yeah, that wears the crown.
What?
Yeah, not heavy
This
as the
guy,
crown.
this guy doesn't know anything about crowns.
Do you mean Avenged Sevenfold lied to me? Dude? I thought it was heavy as the crown.
What?
Why would the head be heavy? The crown's what's heavy. The head isn't heavy.
The head is heavy from the crown.
Right. So the heavy is the crown. Technically,
Baby,
if you want to get down to it.
The metaphor is that when you put the crown on the head, your head gets big. You get full of yourself.
Oh.
So heavy is the head that wears the crown. Do you understand now? Most kings and leaders are very arrogant and full of themselves.
I hadn't noticed. Because we have the most humble king of all here tonight.
Oh, I know.
Mr. Parker
Jesus
Brown.
Christ. Oh, sorry.
Jesus Christ.
He's in the room with us always.
Oh, I got to tell you about this green room I was in. Oh
Okay.
my God. Okay.
Was it a Jesus
I
green room?
hosted at.
He had a. Just to clarify for the people at home, before we get into this, the rider was all KFC and mashed potatoes.
Yes.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes. Hey, Andrew.
No chicken
Hey,
skin
Andrew.
tonight. I don't need any skin on the chicken.
On my chicken tenders, that is, you can get any meal you want as long as it's chicken tenders. Too. No, it is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. The Magoobies thing, you get $50 a show.
Oh, that's
you
cool.
get unlimited drinks. You're not supposed to. I think you're supposed to get like a 2-drink max, but they don't. They don't
I mean,
care.
you're the comedian. What are they going to do? Say no?
Take my picture down like
Yeah.
they did that for
Ian Salyers?
they did that and Justo. They did. Do you know Justo?
Yeah, what, they took his picture down?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
But I do know, but I probably
not for-
public consumption. Let's,
Well,
Yeah.
I hope it's not because he's, you know?
all right, now we're just legitimately ripping off Come Town bits.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, that's
okay,
my
okay,
bad. That's my bad. Welcome back
Sorry,
welcome back to Jizz City. We're here tonight.
Yo, Come Town.
Yeah.
That's where we're close to there. I'm hosting for this guy all weekend. I go back there. Guy was pretty good. This dude Gareth Reynolds, he was pretty cool, and pretty funny too. I'd say 7.5 to 8 out of 10, like for like a headliner, you know.
No big deal.
But
bragging.
he was filming stuff, so they like you've been in the Magoobies green room, obviously.
I've never been in, but I'm sure Caleb has.
I have been in the green room before, yeah.
So there was him, his feature, a guest spot, me, a camera guy, and an audio guy, and then he also brought a singer for one of his bits.
Why?
He has his big closing bit has to do. It's like a parody of the Sarah McLachlan commercials, like, and he has a woman sing it the whole time.
The woman, Aretha Franklin.
You're not far off. This woman was very nice, but I mean, every single thing she would divert back to Christianity and believing in Jesus. Like,
Oh no.
she'd like you'd be like talking about comedy. You'd be like, yeah, I did like a couple shows last week, and she'd be like, oh, shows last week? I didn't do any shows last week except for the shows at church I did, you know, because Jesus is rock, Jesus is king. Jesus is my
She's a New York comic. She's like, actually, we were worshiping all last week. I don't know if you heard, but a pretty big guy in my religion died, so no big deal.
Oh yeah.
But it would be like anything. It would be like, you'd be like, yeah, can I get a second beer? And you'd be like, you know who didn't have beer?
Christ.
Jesus Christ.
And you know what you should have said?
I hate
he
people
could have
like
turned
that.
it into beer. He chose wine.
He chose one.
I
Yeah.
hate people like that.
Yeah, that's rough.
I mean, it's cool to be, you know, cool with God and stuff. Our landlord sent me a weird Jesus message, and I thought she was hacked because it was just so out of left field. On Facebook, she was like, here's this Jesus song I saw, and I love it. And I didn't know what to say. And then she sent me another YouTube link. It was like, maybe you'll like this one. It's Johnny Cash. And I showed it to Caleb, and he was like, just tell her you'll watch it later.
You just gotta tell. You'd be like, I've been praying, and the Lord's.
Well, so I don't know if I
The
give
Lord's
off
been
that
giving me
energy.
these passages about usury, about.
No, our
She's been
landlord
giving
is
me these-
amazing.
yeah.
She's
she's
the
the
best
best.
old
Really?
woman ever. She's never raised our rent at all.
You know what? Was it Jesus who said that he fell into a burning ring of fire?
I think it was.
And then when he went down, 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 the flames went higher.
No, that was
Preach.
the guy who got his asshole blown out by
oh no!
what was
Wim
it?
Hof.
Wim
Wim Hof. Dude, I'm gonna read this to you right now because I know that you didn't fucking believe me. But for the people
What a
at
way
home,
to die.
people at home don't know who Wim Hof is. He's also known as the Iceman. He's a Dutch motivational speaker and extreme athlete, noted for his ability to withstand low temperatures. Okay,
Through breathing.
he does like these things,
He goes,
whatever. Yes. So let's go. Oh my god.
I just remembered
Ew.
another thing I have to bring up on the
That's
podcast.
just
We'll do it after this.
disgusting.
What are you talking about?
Newcastle Brown Ale.
Ew, it tastes like dried up raisins and dirt.
That's why we like it.
Ew, what the fuck? And also the empty. This smells like weed.
Here, now try my beer and tell me what you think of my
I like
fresh
wheat beers. Is it a
restriction.
wheat beer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like.
Wim Hof's surprisingly deadly story. So what he did is he put his asshole.
That's
Is
good.
that better?
That's good. Yeah.
He put his asshole over the jet of a
Why?
hot
Jacuzzi.
tub. Yeah. And
Why? We're not judging that part a ton, I hope.
No,
I'm
curious.
Like,
why was that
You're
the
an
option?
8-year-old kid and you're experimenting with jacuzzis.
He was old, though.
You know? Oh, he did. He was like 30 years old.
Dude, it wasn't even a jacuzzi.
What was it?
In 2008, Wim Hof almost died when he gave himself an enema on a public fountain in Amsterdam.
On a public fountain.
Are you kidding me?
Fountain.
He's like, he said he barely survived the perforation surgery. He had an anal rectal perforation. It's so crazy. He's like,
Did it
yeah.
work?
I went to a coffee shop.
Yeah, it worked. It cleared his guts right out.
He's like,
The hardest part was putting all the coffee in that fountain. That was the real hardest part of that fucking enema, dude.
he's like, yeah, crazy. I went to a coffee shop. I ordered a space cake. Next thing you know, I'm blasting my ass in the fountain by the
could've
Anne
been what
Frank
happened.
Museum.
That makes sense.
No, that's the thing is he put his asshole on that fountain and he went, and he's like, that's where he got the inspiration was the gasp. He was like, I could survive sub-zero temperatures right now. I'm breathing so well, you know?
He said, hey, how did that fountain feel going in your ass? And he said, took my breath away. That's so stupid.
Dude, there's a guy at my work who I like, but he's like an ultra runner and he loves Wim Hof too. So I can't wait to like tell him. I'd be like, yeah, watch this documentary on Wim Hof.
A big
Couple. You ever been to Amsterdam, bud?
Here's here's a YouTube video.
A lot of fountains over
A
there.
lot of fountains over
Hear
there.
that?
A YouTube video you can send him called Wim Hof's near fatal enema. # breathwork.
Wait, is there video of it?
No, it's just a guy talking about it.
Also, breath work, not to be confused with breath play, too.
Right, different.
Wim Hof is all business, you
Right.
know.
What's
Nothing sexual about it.
what's breath play?
Breath play is like,
Sexual.
Is that like where I drink a bunch of coffee and then breathe in someone's face?
Oh.
Okay, here we go. About 15 years ago, Wim was swimming at a fountain in Amsterdam, which, by the way, who goes swimming in a fountain? He was.
If it
this is very confusing. There has to be some cultural thing we're not getting.
Yeah,
No.
we're too American.
He
for
was
this.
collecting coins. This is a wish fountain.
Oh.
He decided to give himself an enema on the nozzle of the jet. He says he has done it before, but a few weeks
He
earlier.
says he has done it before.
That's the worst part of
What
this
the
whole
fuck
thing.
are you talking about?
He says he has done it before, but a few weeks earlier, the city altered the jet to have a more powerful spout.
Oh no.
And the
So
funniest,
so you know what I'm hearing here? This isn't his fault at all.
No.
He's completely
Well,
in
he
the
d-
right here.
yeah.
there's some public works guy who's like, yeah, they got me down there. I'm adjusting the pressure on the spouts. Some dude keeps going down there and blasting his ass with
Giving
it.
himself enemas or shit everywhere.
So when he sat on the jet, the water cut through his colon and intestines like a water knife. His son Michael, who he was meeting at the park, took him to the ER.
He was meeting his son, Michael.
enema before I meet my son.
His son took him to the ER.
Oh my
It just gets better.
Here we go.
god.
Wim has a pretty good ability to resist pain, so the hospital did not triage him to surgery immediately because they didn't understand.
Oh
how
my god, some fucking dick writer of his wrote this fucking article so bad, dude. What is going on?
After a few hours, he fainted, and they realized how bad it was. Doctors stitched him up, but rightly feared the risk of sepsis.
How do you stitch that up too? Like they sewed his asshole shut?
No, really. Did they have to like go in internally?
I
Like,
think
how did they do that?
And he had to have that bag.
Through the hole?
You know the thing that holds your eyes open during an eye exam? They had
They do that to your
They're
vagina
like-
during I'm sorry, you guys don't have vaginas. I'm sorry. They do that.
Yeah, what's your listenership gender ratio?
We have a lot of women.
17% women.
Whoa.
17% women per Spotify.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, they do that to
if
your
any-
vagina during the exams. So.
They don't hold yours open like that. No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
The hardest part of the exam is getting the fountain in the room.
Exactly. It's hard sometimes.
And scheduling around meeting loved ones as well.
Yeah. Can you bring
You
your
need
son?
someone to pick you up right after this exam, or else we're not doing the real Wim Hof technique.
We're doing a.
I'm totally telling, dude, I'm telling this guy at my work next time I go in, I'm like, yeah, but doing the Wim Hof technique. He's like, breathing. I'm like, no, go into fountains, you fucking idiot. I'm talking about the
Enemas.
old school, dude. The old school.
Cleaning my asshole out.
I'm doing the Wim Hof technique, and I need a doctor. I went to the doctors. I'm bleeding out of my ass, but I'm so good at hiding my pain. They don't even realize how serious it is.
That is actually crazy. Until he fainted.
That didn't happen. That didn't happen. That is somebody
Does
that
he
is
have
dick
a-
riding the Wim Hof technique, being like, yeah, the reason why I was so serious was he was hiding his
He's hiding
pain.
his pain by his breath.
What happened is he didn't want to go to the hospital because he was embarrassed because he fucking liquefied his organs from a fountain enema. And he was like, fuck, my son and I have to go to McDonald's real quick.
The fucking Dutch doctor.
Yeah.
So yes, you were swimming in the fountain. And then what? Well, I saddled myself up to the jet. Yes. The jet? Yes, they have them in all the fountains here. I've heard they recently increased the pressure in several public fountains. Something about some, how you say, bearded mountain man putting his anus against the nozzle.
No, I'm imagining something different where he has his clipboard of like symptoms that you can have, and like this exact situation is like a checkbox on the board. It's like put anus up to water fountain and
he's like,
liquefied
"Damn."
insides, and all he has to do is to put one check mark, and that's
Yes.
all the notes he has to take.
He goes out and he's like talking to the nurses and like, is he gonna be okay? It's another case of public fountain enema. We stitch him up, but rightfully we are worried about the sepsis. Yes.
There has to be other people who've done it too. I mean, I can't believe this is the only man who's done it. Did he have this idea?
Yeah, there have been several hundred people who probably have done this. None of them want to sell you a technique on how to breathe.
Hold on.
That is true.
How about this? Wim Hof is like on like a random Thursday. His like friends are like, hey, do you want to come out to like get a drink with us or whatever? And he's like, no. Today's actually kind of a special day for me. And he's like,
Meeting my son.
no, hold on. They're like, hey, he's like, no, I actually like to spend this alone. You know, this is kind of a special day for me. And they're like, okay. He just goes out to a park at sunset and he just pulls out like a chip, and it's like 10 years since taking an enema
Oh my
in a public
God.
fountain or whatever.
He's sober 10 years
Yeah.
from the enema fountain.
I can't be around fountains.
The craziest thing is that like 100 children die every year from like the fountains at like water parks.
Right.
And they're just running around in it. This dude's shooting it into his body. And he's
Right.
like, I do it all the time. It's like,
He's like,
yeah,
what do you mean you turned up the pressure?
I've actually been doing diluted bum piss fucking.
This is also why like government bureaucracy is so slow, because stuff like this happens one time and next time they're like, oh yeah, we need to turn up the water pressure on the fountains. Like some councilman like raises his hand. He's like, have you even checked to see if anyone's using it as an enema? Have you even done a survey? And they're like, I guess we need $500,000 for the enema survey really quick to make sure no one will die.
Donald
some
Trump's
shit
like,
that would
yeah.
happen in Parks and Recreation.
Donald Trump's like, I hear they're doing a lot of great things in the fountains over there. A lot of great things. They're turning up the pressure.
This is literally something, if you said it about Haitian people would call you racist for saying they did it. They're going up to the fountains and using them as a bidet. There isn't an Ethiopian word for bidet either. They have to use the English word. I don't think that's fair. I think if you're going to use our fountains, use your words.
They're turning up the pressure. we're weaponizing the fountains. They can't keep the fountains out of their ass. It's unlike anything I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot
They're
of.
calling it the Fountain of Youth. That's they love fountains. We've got the best fountains. We've got in China. China, they don't have a Winhoff there. Fountains they're not powerful enough to have a light cause. Their water pressure is
No,
too
in
low.
China they've taken it into
China, you want an enema.
consideration.
You gotta go get tea. You've gotta blast it in your ass. In China, if you want an enema, you have to find a mama-san, and she will pour tea directly from a kettle into your ass. There's no pressure there.
I was listening to Enema of the State the other day. Great album.
Great album.
Whatever happened to Blink 182? That's what his asshole was doing when he put his.
They're telling me the guitarist is in possession of materials not of this world. They're saying he's leading a academy to the stars. He's in possession of UFO material. He's actually been instrumental in the release of several military declassified UFO tapes.
Have you listened to What's My Age Again recently? Nobody Likes You When You're 23. I used to think I was 23, and now I'm much older than 23, and I listen to that song, and it makes me sad.
No one wants to say it, but aliens exist.
They exist, and they're not sending their best. When they're sending them on the spaceships.
Been a series of mutilations down at the Dude Ranch, and
That's a dude ranch.
that's another Blink-182
Blink-182
album.
Yeah, with your scene haircut, you don't know Blink-182 discography.
Sorry, I really wasn't listening to a lot of Blink-182 back in my day. I was a screamo.
I was on board with you. We were on the
I was
same
a
side with this
screamo.
beer situation, and now we've realigned where me and Caleb are on the same side again, too.
Lauren's a big Panic at the Disco.
I was an emo kid.
Where that twink is like, is it me who makes you sweat? Am I who you think about in bed?
Is that I chime in with the haven't you people ever heard of?
Actually, I
Closing
was
the
really big
goddamn
into
door.
Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, Fall Out Boy is still good. Thanks for the memories. Is it?
Yeah.
No.
All their old
I'll
stuff.
debate this.
Not their new stuff.
There are a couple people that have come back around. No, their new stuff is absolutely
Shit. Right.
awful.
Thank you.
But like Nickelback too. I was listening to How You Remind Me the other day. If you like Creed, you have to like Nickelback.
I
That's
agree.
my take. You can't do this shit where you're like Creed is good, but Nickelback sucks. It's the same genre of music.
he
basically.
looks like both of them. You look like the guy from Nickelback and the guy from Creed if they merged.
Right. Do you know
And you fuck me. So what says more about you than it does about me?
Did you know Nickelback's producer actually came up with the name of the band?
No.
He was the guy who's like, well, the thing I love is when I get okay.
Okay.
He was a Sony representative. He was a big board member at Sony. I think that we've got to get the fountains in order over here, folks. They're doing all sorts of things in Amsterdam that we're not doing here, quite frankly.
I don't want there to be shit in the fountains.
We're putting a 125% tariff on fountains alone. We can't let another family be hurt by this, folks.
They're asking, how are you going to put a tariff on enemas? I said, we'll put a camera in every man's ass. Well, whatever it takes, folks. I said,
You don't need one for the women.
90% of nuclear weapons are coming into this country through terrorist assholes.
We're running a pilot program at a camp in El Salvador. Maybe you've heard of it. There's a lot going on down there. We're putting cameras in asses.
After I heard about this Winhoff situation, I told this camp in El Salvador, you got to have a fountain in every single cell down there. Every single cell must have a fountain. And we're changing the water pressure every day.
Wim Hof is really missing out on that. He could start a Patreon or a podcast.
Yeah.
That bidet that all the New York comics are fucking My Tushy or whatever the fuck. That guy could be like, he's your ultimate salesperson. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
no perforations. This is
My asshole is complete. It's like when you break a bone, it's easier to break it again. But with his intestinal lining or whatever.
No, but he didn't have to go with a bag.
my asshole's
Like
like,
he can shit normally now.
my asshole's like tissue paper, and this thing just gently cradles. I've got a nice warm stream.
Does he need a bag?
No,
need to
it
know.
doesn't need a
He
bag.
shits out of his butthole after all
Most
the
people do.
carnage.
Most people
most
don't
people
get
haven't
fountain.
gotten an enema from a fountain.
They stitched him up.
And I'm supposed to know that means he's fully recovered and doesn't have a bag
How
to
do you
shit
stitch
in?
that up? What do you?
You
how
go
do you
up
stitch
in
that
the
up?
hole.
Yeah, they obviously dilate the hole. They go in with their micro robotics.
What? Just
You
the
don't
hand
need to
motion for
dilate
dilate the hole. You gestured so big. You're like
That's way
they
too
they
big. Well,
dilate the
enough
hole,
to
and
fit
it's
a
just like
whole
the
person.
2 feet apart. It's just very fun to
doctor's
imagine.
climbing
like,
in.
yeah.
He's like, I gotta get up close.
All right, we got
The doctor has a miner's. He has a miner's hat on.
Caleb's yelling
we gotta
at
bring
us.
the volume
Okay,
down. I just did. I took my. I swear to God, I took my headphones out just for a second while you guys were talking. We are screaming in this condo, and we're doing fucking. We're saying the worst things. We're being like,
It's called having fun.
I like to have fun, but I also shudder at.
I don't get why you're so worried when you have this studio here that is built like
Soundproof,
Fort
Fort Knox.
Fort Knox. You think a single decibel is escaping this setup with the
I guess you're right.
space age technology we have surrounding this place?
I don't know what I was thinking. It's my bad.
We do have to replace
We
some
did-
of these.
Do you think
soundproof
Wim Hof
panels.
is on Cameo?
When you have to
No.
leave the studio, do you have to open the vault door, or is there another door you?
No,
Sometimes we just stay here.
There's actually a series of small Hobbit trolls, like from Harry Potter, where they go down into
There's
the
a bunch
vault.
of riddles you have to answer.
Yes.
What water pressure, if you put your your ass up to a fountain, what is the maximum pressure you could survive as a human being?
He who experiments with masturbation risks perforation.
Meeting your son after. Sorry, I know we want to move on, but meeting your son after
is
is
crazy.
so
He wakes.
He was obviously naked in the fountain, right?
insane, dude.
He's like, hey, champ, how's school? No, I'm
go to the
good.
hospital.
I've never been better.
It's probably mental illness. He's probably like, I don't want to be unclean when I see my
See
son.
my son. Yeah.
My son has an exceptionally strong sense of smell. We've all got it.
If you're
It's
at
a
the point
curse.
where you need an enema, something's not right.
I think that's
I used to watch a lot of videos of crazy people
Getting
doing
enemas.
not doing enemas, but talking about them because it starts out you
Go
do
ahead.
water, right? This is a big thing on YouTube, like lol cows. There used to be like there's this one woman who's very crazy.
I'm very big into low
And
cal. I'm on a low cal right now.
She what?
I'm on a low cal right now. Low calorie diet.
No, like a lol cow, like a internet person that you strictly like bully and make fun of.
I've never
That's
heard
everyone
of that
on the
concept
internet.
before.
Go
You
ahead.
ever heard of that? Like you've ever
No.
heard of Chris Chan before? No? Okay. This is maybe getting too deep. But there'd be these people that like communities would form around for completely adversarial reasons. Like people would watch their videos not because they enjoyed them, but just
To make fun of them.
To make fun of them, to laugh at them.
Okay.
And
I
there
feel
was
like I do know what you're talking about. I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's this one woman though that like she like was into crystals and she like openly talked about like cheating on her husband on a YouTube channel and like her husband didn't know about it, but she'd like talk about it, and then that was like half of the videos, and then half the videos were like, okay guys, today we're gonna try adding bleach to our coffee enema to see like what, and like she would just shove all of this crazy shit like up her ass, and then she'd come up the next time, she's like, the bleach enema worked beautifully. I've had higher energy. I can't remember this woman's name, but it was like a skinny, like super skinny black, like almost unhealthy hair looking. You know what I'm talking about? Like dark black, but like
Yeah.
unhealthy hair. You know,
Just kind
woman.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck are you shouldn't bleach up your ass? I just don't.
But all right, it wasn't every time, but it would always be like coffee,
How
or she'd be
often
like
do you need the
a lot of
enema?
homeopathy too. So she'd be like, we're adding 2 drops of diluted 1,000 times, spider venom to the enema.
When you're talking about this, all I can picture is a woman like getting like a coffee from Starbucks and then pulling over in the parking lot with like a gas funnel, like a
funnel.
gasoline.
And it's like a frappe.
Yeah. We've got the new birthday cake crunch frappuccino. We're gonna be doing it as an enema. We've got sprinkles.
They say you can only taste it on the way in, but I think I'm picking up a little bit of mocha here.
And now we're getting to the whipped cream. It's settling into my ass.
It's probably really bad too to put dairy products like undigested up your ass. Your body probably hates that.
Okay, but what do you think the best food is to put up your ass? I have to go if I can answer first,
Okay.
and then we'll do a round table.
Okay.
All right, I'm be thinking.
If I had to pick the best food that I'd want to put up my ass,
Right.
you got to go Sabret hot dog, right?
Okay.
Bold
I
Because
see where you
the
go.
Sabret hot dog, number one, it's skinless,
Right.
so you're not going to get any friction on the way in.
It does have a skin though. So Brett's has a skin.
I got a pack in the
Oh.
freezer. We'll settle this afterwards, but I also, well, I mean, it's not a thick skin, and it's very.
Oh, did you hear how quickly he backtracked on that?
He said, "Wait a minute."
I gotta go Sabret hot dog because it's made to go in your ass.
It's suppository shaped.
Yes. Now, Lauren, I pause it to you.
Mashed potatoes.
Oh, you're on the Michael Jackson.
I
Fast
just feel
plan.
like it'd be easier to come in and to go out.
You make a little hole for gravy.
yeah. There could be
Here's
gravy.
Lauren's enema rider.
Yes.
Mashed potatoes, gravy,
KFC mashed potatoes.
KFC, and the
I don't like KFC gravy.
My son's enemas will not be having any chicken skin.
No chicken
and
skin
their
in the
fucking
enemas.
dude.
What food do you think is easiest to go in your ass?
Can I say alcohol or no?
No,
That's
Okay.
not
it's a food, like a
It
hanger
has to be a
steak,
food.
like chimichurri.
That probably
What if-
chimichurri would hurt.
I go with couscous. I do a little couscous up there.
The food's so nice they named it twice.
And you could
I could see that.
you could probably spackle it in too. if
Oh,
you
true.
had to.
Really pack it in there.
I think, honestly, they should start. That's like you get one of these Michelin star restaurants that really wants to explore. They start making fine dining meals for your ass,
Okay.
and you're like, "What is this? Oh, this is a sea urchin foam." And
And you
then
sit
there's
on it?
a guy with a bib on his ass. Like the waiter comes over and starts grating Parmesan into it. He's like,
Cracking black pepper.
let me know
Yeah,
if is there enough? No, I'll let you know when I've had enough. That's perfect. Thank you very much. And you just sit there in a nice, I like to picture like a recliner, but on its back. You know what I mean? A nice recliner on its back. And then
That's very good, but you did the whole thing. I can't think of anything else to add.
I'm
to
not
that.
looking to you for a tag.
I don't want to picture it even.
Oh, I think you want to picture it.
I don't.
Me on my back with my legs open,
Why are they open?
getting you think a Sabret hot dog sliding up there with my legs closed? I think not. I wonder if Wim Hof is on Cameo. I gotta take a look at that.
You asked that earlier.
I know, because I keep thinking Parker, I don't know if you know this, but everybody like on Cameo, you can get like surprisingly popular people
Yeah, you
to
can.
do videos. Like, do you
You
know
should
who,
do Cameo.
do you know who Shoe Nice is?
Yeah. The guy who like drink like a whole bottle of whiskey
Yeah.
or whatever.
You can get him to do
So
Yeah.
Shoe Nice unfollowed my brother on TikTok.
Unfollow.
And I
Yeah.
paid $10 and made him make a video apologizing to my brother for unfollowing on TikTok, and he did it. That's how depressing.
Also, that's like
That's sad.
perfect for Shoe Nice because Shoe Nice is a guy that wants to degrade. Shoe Nice is a lol cow,
Okay.
right?
See,
He's kind of an
that's what
intentional
I
lol
was-
cow. He's not a lol cow. A lol cow doesn't know that they're a lol cow. That's one of the things is they think.
They think people are.
it's Tom Myers.
Oh.
Yes.
Tom Myers is. You know what's crazy is I'm on the Cameo website right now. Joel McHale.
Joel McHale.
Joel McHale will
Joel
make you a
McHale.
cameo for $300 with a 24-hour turnaround time.
That's a pretty good deal.
I'm about to make Joel McHale.
But how long is the video? So if that's like a minute, let's say he spends an hour a day. I mean, that's like a couple grand a day.
Yeah. I would do that if I was
Fucking
a
hell.
celebrity. Hell yeah.
Damn,
Little side hustle.
Wim Hof is not on. I wonder if Joe Gatto's on here trying to pay for that treatment he's in.
I don't know who that is.
Joe from the
What?
Practical Jokers.
Oh.
He's in a treatment
Diddling.
facility right now. He got
He's diddling young girls.
no, he's not diddling young
I'm
girls.
sorry,
They
he was
were
talking to
they
him.
were legal.
Oh.
He
What did he do then? Tell the people.
he fell into a cycle, and long story short, he's addicted to barely legal sniz. And it can happen to anybody.
Yeah, but he's what, 50, 60?
He's old as fuck, but
Yeah, he's old as fuck.
painfully and horribly addicted to barely legal sniz.
You know who
Hate
didn't
to
have to
see
go to treatment? Winhoff, dude. He got. Sorry.
No, he
Do you have an open mic? Do you have a show to get to? We can wrap this up if you
Are
want.
you guys cool if we wrap up? This
Yeah,
is
we can.
so much fun though.
Yeah, we can wrap up.
This is dude, I didn't realize Carly's been texting me this whole time.
That's great.
Hold on.
Little maritime engineer.
Get the webs.
She did not like the couscous answer.
Oh, she's listening live.
She's listening live. Yeah.
Shout out
See
Carly. Shout out iCarly.
the stomach in your butt.
You haven't. You know what would be really good
Right.
if you could funnel some food into an ass, a series of webs.
Some sort of webs that
A
carry
web
them
design
in
into
there.
a whole-
You got to tell them the thing now.
No, I don't have to tell anybody.
Okay,
There's just
No, because it's a patented design.
It's patented. Oh,
Yeah,
you're
no, no,
sorry.
no,
You're
don't.
right. You're right.
Parker. Do you have
Parker's
any
trying to-
dates you want to plug? I'm going to post this like tonight.
No.
Oh,
Parker's going to be at the Chuckle Hut.
Follow me on Parker at Parker Brown Comedy on Instagram,
There you
please.
go.
And I'll post. Yes, I'll post as I go.
he's just picking them up as he goes.
Yeah.
Follow Parker Brown Comedy on Instagram. He's one of. I'm just going to say this. Parker is legitimately one of the funniest people that's ever been born, and it's a matter of time.
Wow.
I'm being serious. Parker's literally like my favorite fucking. He's so funny.
I agree.
And if you have the chance to go see him, you should really go see him. He's an incredible joke writer. I love him dearly. He's an even better friend, and he has an impeccable taste in music.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh,
I love you guys.
I love you too.
Being here. This has been so much fun.
If you have the chance to see Parker, go
see
do it.
him.
Lauren, say goodbye to the folks at
Oh,
home.
bye.
This is the Weed Cap. Thanks for
love
listening.
Peace.
We love you. Take care and stay gorgeous, you beautiful people.
Trickling tech deck, wet fingers, sex with singers, totally jet set the zinger.
Pesky clinger next to lingering lingerie made
Yeah,
by Ann
music
Taylor.
video.
Handstand a standard Camaro with Santana.
Banana peel slipping, I feel women in menopause.
Handle these sickens, I'm Glock clicking with cheddar ball.
Trampoline dick and I'm real sick and I'm better off.
Kennedy tripping, I wanna become a senator.
Off stance in transit, titties out, booties up, trying to find a way to see that everybody poops enough.
Who the fuck been moving up on Julia with a roofie and I will take it to all of you with bayonets and Uzi guns. What?
Something was touching me, hoping someone that wanna suck me under the fucking sea. What?
Sucking it fucking D. Do you wanna do it? She said, bumblebee.
Bumblebee,
Bumblebee.
rolling like a tumbleweed,
Tommy B.
tumbling,
I think that I'm hungry.
grilled cheese.
Honey B.
Tell your mama what it be.
I just wanna take this time to say what's up to Scummy T.
Suffering,
Succotash.
kick you in a fucking ass.
Buffering.
Suck a dick, terrible connection.
Dial up.
Pile on,
Entering the fire zone.
call me on a xylophone.
Put a brand new style on.
Pimp it out. This is it. Pimp it out. This is it. This is it. Pimp it out. This is it. Pimp it out. This is it. This is it.
Say, wow, it wasn't done.